Welcome to the finals, everybody! Black Hearts Bay, best of 5 in our first match, and today we got Team Ultralisk going up against Team BananaH. So, yep, we're down to the top 4. The top 4 teams, everybody, are gonna battle it out for the prize pool now. Now, once again, quick reminder, we have in total $2,500 of prize money on the line. All thanks to Kevin, Heroes of the Storm, Sugar Daddy, so big shout out and big thank you to him. And what happens with our prize pool, I actually explained about this already in the past. We split it in 2 parts. 1,500 as usual go to the top 3. So if you don't end up last in this final round of the Banshee Cup, then you already get prize money. But we have $1,000 left, and that actually gets put into the bounty pool. And in case that you are still not familiar with the bounty pool, these are the bounties. So bounties are essentially just ideas that we give players where we try to incentivize them to play with heroes that are a handicap or that are fun. Just stuff that we want to see. And we've had, I believe, 9 bounties, 8 or 9 bounties already completed. A lot of bounties were attempted but failed miserably. Some of them haven't been completed at all. But obviously, teams then get a share out of those $1,000 that are in the bounty pool. And the more bounties they complete, the bigger the share is going to be. Always dependent on how many bounties were completed in total. Just to give you a bit of an idea there. So that means that teams always have to do a little bit of a risk-reward calculation where they have to think about, hey, do we actually trying to give us a bit of a handicap? Do we think we can win this series? Like, how are we going to do that? Or they just, like, you know, practice a new strategy, maybe a bit of a cheese, and then put that out. They also don't have to complete a bounty. We're not trying to force them into anything. This is all voluntarily. It's not supposed to be meta madness or anything like it, but I've seen a lot of players that actually, you know, adopted this very nicely. But at this point, we have right now Garrosh and Dehaka already locked in. Zarya gets banned. I feel a little bit bad for Zarya, honestly, because Zarya has been banned out so many times now. Together with Garrosh, she has, of course, the synergy that if you put the speed bubble on, then Garrosh can just run in the opponent's team, flip a target over, and make his play there. But I'm still very curious to see how the teams are now going to do here. BananaH, they did exceptionally well in the round robin. You can argue that maybe in the group stage for a couple of matches they didn't look quite as dominant as usual. But just seeing the teams here come together in the Final 4 is already absolutely epic. We had so many amazing group stage games. It was incredible. If you haven't watched any of the group stage matches, I can heavily recommend that you go back to YouTube and check some of them out. The amount of comebacks that we had, and just back and forth action, core races, and just like straight up throws was insane. Utterly insane. So many good games, I was blown away by it. But yeah, now we're heading into our first best of 5, and well, we got Rega, Hogger, and Falstad. So already a little bit of global control for Team Ultralisk. They can also use Falstad to disengage from an opponent and make some moves there. But well, with that, let's see what else we're getting. I mean, it's still game number 1. There's no pre-bans or anything. You can only use a hero once within the series, but that still means that right now there's a lot of options. So we got Anduin and Genji in. That means Light Bomb engage with a Swift Strike. And then as the final pick, what are we getting for Außenseiter? Normally I would have said Genji, but Genji got already picked away, so that's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah, with that said and done, final pick, map number 1, Ultralisk against BananaH. We get Greymane, and off we go into the first best of 5 series of the final phase of Banshee Cup season number 2. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, let's go! The Banshee Cup Season 2 goes into the final phase with BananaH's team on the left, the captain playing Genji, Johan on Garrosh, we got Atrax on Cassia, Jean Lassalle on Anduin, and Fancy Pants on the account, Orkmek is playing Dehaka. Over on the right side of the map, we got Team Ultralisk with Extra and Mirrodin. We have Menelo on Hogger, Porky on Rega, Ultralisk is playing Falstad, and Außenseiter is rocking Greymane in game number 1 of this best of 5. Now, once again, big shout out to the North American players. They're playing obviously cross-server here on Europe, and that is something that always should be highlighted because this means that they are playing by default with a ping disadvantage. Now you can always argue about how much of an effect does that actually have. how big is the problem when you have a ping disadvantage. There's like some people that make the argument, ah, it's not that big, it's absolutely playable as long as you're not playing a Zeratul. Others say that it's a huge issue. In the days of HGC, when you had a team that played from the East Coast against the West Coast team and had to play on the West Coast server, they were basically saying, it's unplayable, it's impossible to win. So, yeah, I don't know. You be the judge. Suffice it to say, no matter how big it is, they have a disadvantage, and I appreciate that we have those players, you know, make an actual effort to play in a tournament like this and really giving their best here. So yeah, big shout out to them. Absolutely awesome, and yeah, we'll see what they can actually pull off. We have Cassia with stacks on level 1, kind of noteworthy because we're going to keep an eye on it. Besides that, of course, both of the teams have done exceptionally well throughout the tournament. Kind of important, I guess, to say that in Group A we actually had BananaH take first slot, and Team Ultralisk was not quite that successful, so they took second slot in Group B, which is why the two teams are paired over here now. So you would still probably think, hey, BananaH is going to take the advantage here. Well, they are the favorites, but we'll see how exactly it's going to work out with them. Now, I've been talking about Blackheart's Bay quite a lot. If you are not really familiar with this is not really a map that is pickable by the players, but what we're doing is, for Best of 5 series, we're actually determining the starting map, and we have like Warhead Junction, Haunted Mines, Blackheart's Bay, just trying to make things a little bit more interesting and also just, you know, shake things up. But if you're not really familiar with the map and you haven't seen it in a long time, I want to, as always, highlight that the map has changed once that Blizzard decided to tie the hit points of the fountain to the fort. Because now what happens is, if you get a turn-in, you don't have to... So turn-ins actually switch from the mid lane. Turn-ins first attack the fort in the mid lane, then the fort at the top, then the fort at the bottom, and then they do the same rotation on keeps, as Greymane gets already picked off here. But basically what you had to do back in the day is you had to start damaging one of the towers, or maybe even the gate, in order to get the fort destroyed when you made the turn-in. Now that the fountain doesn't soak up an additional cannonball anymore, that's not needed. So whenever you turn in, you're guaranteed to take a fort down. So kind of important, just so you guys keep a bit of an eye on it. For now, BananaH's team obviously is the one that gets the first turn in here. So this will now effectively destroy the fort in the middle. So you're going to see this one fall 100%. And they're already ahead. They have 2 kills to 0. So they're already doing pretty well in that regard. We have the cannonballs just coming down, and they want another kill. Oh, and that one hurts. That is 7 doubloons that they just got. That one is really, really bad now for the red team. The problem with Blackheart's Bay is that you can pick up your opponent's doubloons. This is not like Tomb of the Spider Queen, where once that you get a kill, the gems or the resources are just lost. No, in this case it's worse, your opponent can pick them up, so the gap is widened even further. And that is exactly what they're currently building on here. So this is a huge, huge advantage all of a sudden for the blue team. Always assuming, of course, that they can turn in and don't lose them either. Now, this is why a lot of these fights are centering around Blackhearts here in the middle whenever a team is going to try and get the next turn in. These are also getting more expensive over time, as you can now see after the initial 10. Now Blackhearts is a bit of a greedy guy, so he's just coming. I mean, he's a pirate, so he comes in and is like, well, now inflation has hit, and now, yeah, now it's 12. So yeah, sorry for that. And the red team is starting to be a bit more aggressive, as they're saying, you know what? How about we just go full aggro and go full on YOLO, because what we've been trying to do thus far isn't really working out the way that we intended. But we have 14 doubloons in the hands of the blue team and only 8 for their opponent. And everybody is still trying to fight here. With 3 kills to 0 and the fort in the middle destroyed, it's of course a given that the blue team is slightly ahead in experience right now. So they have nearly a 1-level lead right now. But there's no talent advantage, so the red team feels pretty confident that they can engage into the fight. Specifically, still the Haka is still at the top. Now he can of course always global in, but as long as he can get the extra experience for his team, I think he's going to be pretty happy over there. Turn-in is slowly happening. 8 doubloons are secured. It's always nice when you do that. When you secure the balloons, I like the same play on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Don't hold them too long. I mean, if you only have 2 or 3, who cares? But, you know, if you are sitting on a bit of a hoard and some mighty treasure, then you want to deal with it quickly. And Ultralisk that try to deal with him too. Gets once again thrown around, and he just doesn't have a chance here. Barrel roll was already used previously, so they didn't stand a prayer here. Ultralisk gets ultra wrecked. That's level 10 for the blue team. Team BananaH, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Really nice moves by them now. And light bomb stun, and Menaldor is in trouble. That's the end of Hogger. Menaldor gets destroyed. Hogger is out. Nicely done. And this is exactly, of course, how they can get even further ahead in this game right now. So, yeah, job well done. Really neat moves here from the blue team. Another turn-in is more or less inevitable. They have still 15 doubloons, by the way, so they're turning in the 12 that they need, but they have so many left that they can easily go for another turn-in here at any point in time. So, yeah, a little bit crazy. But then again, with this, we now have 5 kills to 0. Ultralisk at this point, they need some kills here. I mean, seriously, they need to step it up now. We need at least a few kills. Come on, boys. You can't go into the series and then get completely murdered. Now, this is rank 1 of Group A against rank 2 of Group B. And it was a hard-fought battle that Ultralisk and his team had to fight there against Team Dino, I believe, in the final match of Group B. They barely won it, but they made it through. They are now heavily struggling, though, against BananaH's team. So, yeah. And they got a global too, so they can still try and make those moves work as well. Just like use the globals a little bit, try and control the side lane. Always possible to also disengage. I mean, that's the next thing. You can always try and just make some disengage plays with Falsa with a good gust and try and play around your opponent. At least now they're going to get their first turn in, and as explained previously, what that means is that the middle is going to be attacked because that fort is still standing, and this one is going to fall. Dehaka up at the top. Yep, they already destroyed this. They had more doubloons, obviously, that they turned in. And here comes the next attack. They want to go for X-Ray again. Muradin is in trouble. Light bomb. But this time it gets shut down quickly. Nice. They're still at this. This is exactly what I talked about. Good gust. Nicely done. Quickly used to disengage, not giving them an opening and not giving them any kind of opportunity here. So, yep, sweet play. And now the attack just keeps coming as they're starting to make their next move. Already moving in over here towards the bottom fort. But the blue team is fighting back. They hold a lot of doubloons though. They have 20 in total. I would be heavily uncomfortable fighting here, but they're going for it. And with another drag, they can go for Muradin. The Ancestral, on the other hand, makes sure that the Taunt Liner is still alive. Another flip by Johan. They really want X-Ray today, don't they? And they get him. X-Ray is down. Muradin is killed. Kill number 6. These guys are not kidding around here, are they now? Absolute fantastic performance from the blue team. Doing a stellar job on this. And, I mean, I gotta really appreciate that. They're dominant. Again, this is the finals. BananaH has done such a great job when he drafted this team. Now, in case that you weren't familiar how the teams were formed, I explained it especially in the round robin phase. But essentially what happened here is teams didn't sign up as 5-mans. We had players sign up individually. More than 100 players signed up. The players then went on a big vote, full-on democracy, and voted on 8 captains. And those 8 captains then continued in the snake draft to draft their teams from that player pool, and yeah, that's how the teams got formed. And apparently BananaH did a pretty spectacular job on it, because his boys are crushing it. Another turn-in that they already delivered here, which means that they have now the first attacks up against the keep in the middle. They were also able to get 8 kills to 0, 1.5 level lead, and then on top of that, they're even going for the boss. They have a 2-level advantage now, and it's just, yeah, they're just crushing it. They're running the show here. What a fantastic performance from them. Gotta really appreciate this and how well they're doing. 36 stacks for Cassia. She's sitting at 17,000 damage. On top of that, we have Genji with 28,000 and Greymane on 18k. Yeah, so with the boss marching through the top, they're already trying to retreat. And of course, it's a little bit of a two-pronged attack, because the issue is that the blue team still has enough doubloons for another turn-in, so they have to defend the boss at the top. And then at the same time, they also have to somehow start dealing with that potential turn-in. But I suppose BananaH's team is going to wait until level 16. They're super close already. And then once that they have the talent advantage, if somebody is trying to contest it here, they're going to be more than happy to fight for it, because it's going to be the perfect opportunity to just take a few more heroes down. Muradin barely jumps away, has to try and get out of this one, so the turn-in is going to happen. That will destroy the keep in the middle, and then the final shots will be fired towards the top. This is actually going to get dangerously close to destroying a second keep. So, complete dominance for now in game number 1 from BananaH. But, yep, keep in the middle is going to get destroyed here. So, this one is out. And now at the top, the next thing is going to be attacked. And as I already said, this is where things are starting to get a little bit dicey. Yeah, I mean, right here it gets really dangerous. Because at this point, you have to... I mean, again, you lost 2 keeps, basically. Is the top keep on fall? 2 more shots fired? I think this is out. I guess Genji's going to take it eventually. But, yeah, it's obviously mega low at this point. I mean, really low. So, Genji can eventually come in and deal with it. I suppose this is what we're going to see sooner rather than later. Could get the Haka in, of course, too. But it's already bad enough as is. The mid-level 16 talents about to hit for the red team. At least once that they have that, they can, you know, move in and see if they have maybe a shot to take something down here. Get their own turn in, at least take these forts out and slowly get back into the game. Blue team is currently not really willing to fight. I mean, why would they? They're so heavily ahead that there's no real reason. At least until the point when they have level 20 in a big advantage over the opponent. But the attack over here, still about to come in. They're trying to be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, I can absolutely understand what's being done here by the team in red. They want to force fights now. Finally, they have level 16. Finally, they have the level same talent here. So this is the moment when you can start making a couple of moves and you can just like come in and say, all right, guys, this is now the moment. At this point, we can try get some damage done. We can force a fight and can maybe, just maybe, claw our way back into this game a little bit. Because up to now, it just didn't work out too well for them, did it now? More and more is being done over here, so in this case, they're already starting to make their play for more doubloons at the bottom of the map. Another turn-in is, of course, going to be heavily expensive, but with the 10 doubloons that they're currently holding, they got enough. Yep, they definitely got enough to make that work, and the top fort, the top keep has indeed been destroyed. So now that means that only one is standing, but fight is also coming in, and we are still waiting for kill number 1 for Team Ultralisk. Still kill number 1. So, in this case, yes, Cassia, finally! A round of applause for this one. Congratulations, congratulations. The fans are excited. They are absolutely excited because they can finally see their team getting a kill. And it could be the beginning of a comeback, let's be honest. X-Strike and Porky gets walked. So, guess it might not be the beginning of a comeback after all. Can he get another kill here? The Haka has now started to join the fun. Fawcett isn't here yet. Außenseiter is gone. And Ultralisk is coming in a bit too late. Was defending the core against the catapults. Has to gust them away as X-Ray is hopping out, trying to escape here. Bottom of the map gets attacked. There's still a few more shots in, but Genji comes in once again. So, shots are fired into the middle. Keep will not fall. It's going to be fine. And you can already see that the middle and the top lane are under pressure. And yeah, quite a bit at that. So, interesting one. And the big question, of course, still being, is there any chance for Team Ultralisk to come back in game number 1? I doubt it. I mean, the turn-in is now going to be completed any moment now. That means that the bottom keep is going to be destroyed. It's getting close. I mean, this tower is already very low, but I don't think it's necessarily going to get destroyed. But there's also 2 more chests in, and we have, of course, now level 20, which means that there's another big talent advantage that they're now running as well. So, yep. Things are, as I said, looking exceptionally good for Team BananaH. They're such a strong team. They've been doing such an amazing job throughout the tournament. Again, a couple of hiccups maybe, you could argue, in the group stage at first. But with the 3 shots now fired, this is going to be another case where the keep is either going to fall or going to be insanely low. So yep, 1, 2, and 3. Same situation as before. The Haka could move in, Genji could move in order to claim it. So there's plenty that they could do on this. and we'll see if somebody is trying to claim it. There's also, with full domination in the middle, another chance for them to grab up the Siege Giants, a few more doubloons. The fight is starting up. They know they cannot survive another turn-in. So there it is. But the shots, they keep coming. The red team desperately trying to win this one. Porky already on the way out, but he's in trouble. And Cassia with all the damage in the world right now. Genji still a bit higher up here as they're trying to go for Porky. They also got Augur backed off from the rest of the team down to the bottom left, and they take him down finally. Siege Giants are about to take down the keep at the bottom of the map. And the turn-in is possible. They can get the turn-in and can make their move with it. So yes, the situation is a grim one. It's not looking good whatsoever for Team Ultralisk, but they're fighting tooth and nail to try and turn the game around. But Muradin is dead. Garrosh is still surviving. Johan is murdering them, and with Ultralisk dead and Greymane falling, this is the end of the game. This little push at the top left is not going to change that. It's a full 5-man team wipe. The turn-in is coming in, and this is game. They're not even going for the turn-in. They're just ending it here, and that's all that they got to do. So, nicely done. 1-0 lead for Team BananaH against Team Ultralisk in our first best of 5 in the final phase of Banshee Cup season number 2. Nicely done. 16 kills to 1. Incredible. Well played, well played. GG, and the blue team is in the lead.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Cursed Hollow, everybody. Team BananaH is in the lead after a dominant performance on the first map. Now that we're heading into the second map, they chose the map. So Team BananaH decided on Cursed Hollow, and Team Ultralisk, after losing the first map, they came in and said, okay, we want to have first pick, first ban for this one. So they got to step it up a little bit here. First game is always a little bit weird because we had so many teams right now that just seem like on the first map they're still half asleep. I'm not sure why. I mean, pro players, we all know that they have a bit of a different sleep cycle, but these tournaments usually start a little bit late in the day. Now, to be fair, they're still the 2 NA players, but you can't even pull that card because each team has 1 NA player, so that kind of balances it out. But with that, let's see if Ultralisk boys can come back into this. Also, kind of noteworthy, I don't think I have actually talked about this. There is a losers bracket here. So if a team loses right now, they're not out of the tournament or anything. They have another shot, so we're actually playing this out with a losers bracket. So if Team Ultralisk, let's say, loses this series, they have another shot making the run through the losers bracket, and then, yeah, making that happen. If they can, different story, but just so that everybody is aware, this is not the last chance of the teams. Now, obviously, you don't want to end up in that situation in the losers bracket. You want to make it straight into the grand final just by taking your opponents down, but time will tell. Diablo and Brightwing. Don't forget, we have a rule that a hero can only be played a single time within a series, which means that every single hero that you saw on map number 1 cannot be played anymore in this best of 5. So creates a little bit of hero diversity. It's not as crazy as Meta Madness, but it's a little bit of a Meta Madness light. No pre-bans, and again, Meta Madness, we at times had 23, 24 heroes pre-banned, and obviously then things start to become pretty crazy. But this is just like a little bit. Anubarak and Hanzo together with Blaze. So you're already looking at a team that has essentially some kind of stun on every single hero. So you can actually unleash a pretty tough CC chain that can drive any player into insanity. Because, again, if you get hit by all of that perfectly timed, you can basically take your hands off the keyboard and off your mouse and be like, alright, that's it. I can't play the game anymore, my character is not reacting to anything. After Gul'dan gets banned, we got the final one. So, who are they gonna target here? Tracer! Alright. BananaH. Couldn't play Tracer here for sure. But we get Vala. I'm a sucker for a good Vala game. What can I say? Atrax is apparently going to play her here with Irel plus Diablo. As I told you guys, I personally really like Diablo Irel as a combo. In the good old days of HGC, we had Deckard Cain mixed into it, and that combo was basically unbeatable. Long time ago. multiple patches ago. Oh, patches, by the way, is when Blizzard, the company that produces the game, updates things, adds new stuff, and, you know, tweaks balance a little bit, just for the people that started Heroes of the Storm within the last 6 or 7 years. So yeah, that's what a patch is. And I think I have to explain some of these terms that are not being used anymore these days. Which leaves us with the final pick, BananaH. So far they've done pretty well. Stukov is now coming in, so after all those stuns, it can set a Lurking Arm up as a follow-up, and Tychus can chunk Diablo down, specifically. So that leaves us with BananaH, and the final hero is Junkrat. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 2, we're heading to Cursed Hollow. Game number 2! We are on Cursed Hollow. Still one of my favorite maps, I gotta say. Cursed Hollow, always a fun one. Really enjoy this. On the left, we have BananaH on Junkrat. We have the blue team with Jean Lassalle on Brightwing, Johan on Diablo. Fancy Pants is playing Urel, and Atrax on Vala. Over on the right side of the map, we got Team Ultralisk. X-Ray is playing Noobrok again, so once more he's on the main tank with Außenseiter now, rocking Tychus. We have Ultralisk on Hanzo, the 2 damage dealers for the team. Maenaldor with Blaze, and Porky is playing Stukov. So, off we go. Vala hasn't made a choice yet. Arrow build, auto attack build, both are fine. Obviously, very different. Oh, it's a party push. They're gonna check. One Brightwing! Ah, but they can't get out. That was close, though. I like these little traps that well, it was actually not a little trap. That was a pretty big one. I like that they're setting these up, but this backfired, and now Noobrok is gone. It's an arrow build, by the way, for Vala. Now, as I said, you could also start an auto attack build here. Obviously, they don't have a second support, so you can't go full all hyper carry Vala or anything like that. But what you can definitely do is just accept that you will die once or twice if you don't have the double support, and since Junkrat is there to also dish out some damage, that is absolutely okay. So yeah, definitely something that they could have done, but it becomes also more and more normal these days to see arrow builds. We have been talking about it a lot. If you're stacking properly in the earlier stages of the game, then you are a total menace in one-on-ones later in the game, and yeah, you are just going to be a total beast. So right now Vala has 3 stacks to her name. Yeah, also with the camps up on the map, the focus slightly shifting for some of the players. Ultralisk is already working on those siege giants, as the blue team is doing the same over here with their mercenary camp. So, for Team Ultralisk, they have to put a point on the board. As I said in the past, you don't want to go 0-2. Reverse sweeps, while possible, are insanely difficult to pull off. So if you can avoid that, you should definitely try and do that. So this is an important map already for the red team. They gotta try their best to tie things up here, or this could become a very difficult and also a very short series, depending on how well BananaH plays with this team. Map number 1 was fantastic. I mean, it was a total beatdown at the end of the day. They totally crushed them. Can they do it in map number 2 again? That's of course the big question right now. Yeah, time will tell. I mean, for now, we're already slowly seeing the blue team with that 1 kill, a little bit more map presence, trying to put their foot down here pretty quickly. So let's see if they can actually do that. In the middle, at least a push this time from the red team. And the first tribute is coming up. So, it's a little bit of time to try and see which team is able to make a move here. Can they try and go and... Oh, nice. Junkrat. BananaH gets out. But I like that they're trying to be aggressive around it. So, first tribute is up. Jump on this as quickly as we can. Tychus is, of course, going to try and use the bigger they are in this case against Diablo as much as he can. Pad his damage stacks a little bit, and yeah, just trying to do a bit of work against the front line. Vala by now has also her repeating arrow, so that makes stacking a bit better and easier for her. Already trying to work those hits in as we speak. But the blue team is starting, I don't want to say struggle, but they are getting, they have to interrupt now. They are now all of a sudden the ones that are in a bit of trouble here, in a bit of a pickle. It's not really too big of a problem, but they're definitely sitting here just like trying to figure out, okay, how can we get closer to the tribute. We still have Urel down at the bottom of the map. There's no globals in this case outside of Brightwing, but she can't sit on the side lane and just push this out. They need her here, and she also doesn't have the best wave here. But the red team has been very aggressive with their positioning around the tribute. trying to lock that in quickly. Has a lot of interrupt potential then again for their opponent, so that makes it very, very dangerous. But dangerous, Vala's dangerously low. It tracks, jukes, everything gets out. Oh, and the grenade from Außenseiter. Straight to the face as Vala cosplays Bruno Mars and catches the grenade immediately with her face. So, yeah, that's all. And apparently he's going to get punished for it. Yep, Tychus gets caught and killed. They tried to interrupt. He couldn't get the auto attack in time. So Ultralisk gets the tribute for the team. It was still great to have that kill, but now Diablo's down 2, so we have 2 kills against 2. Urel against Play is down at the bottom of the map, so those 2 are still going toe-to-toe, as we have everyone else here at the top side just still pushing for a bit more damage on the fort. And maybe also another kill, because Itrax is again low. Needs the assistance from Brightwing in order to survive through this, which he has now done. But yeah, let's see. Bottom of the map, Khaldor, still sitting tight. Money pick. Good choice. Good choice. So, tribute at the top now. Johan, hey, look how quickly they're able to take him down. Außenseiter just comes in initially. The bigger they are, brrr, everybody else is getting ham on him too. And then it's just the grenade at the end that seals the deal. So he's gone. That's 3 kills to 2. Team Ultralisk is already looking a bit better in this game than they did in the previous one. So already they are making some good moves here. Is that going to be enough to win the map? That's a totally different story. But they have 2 seats though. 2 tributes. And they're also going for the boss. Now the blue team is following up with the boss play at the bottom of the map for themselves. And the 10 abilities are now in, so there is a lead in experience that actually translates into a talent advantage and is going to help them. And Außenseiter gets killed. Or not killed, sorry, he gets caught. And everybody just immediately pings him. And it's like, yep, we saw that. Down at the bottom of the map, Jean Lassalle dodges it. The one thing that you learn very quickly in Heroes of the Storm is that in most cases you want to get away from circles. Depending on the color scheme, just go away. If it's a nice looking friendly circle, then you want to run into it, and yeah, if it's like an evil circle, then just make sure that you get away from that. So, game's pretty simple that way. Top side forward is about to go down. Big arrow, nice! The Nubarak is getting killed though. It was a great arrow against the blue team, but they didn't really care. They didn't lose anything either, and instead what happens? A Nubarak gets squashed. So, exterminators are in the house, and the buck is gone. No more Kukarachas over here. So, 3 kills to 3. Nice damage output. Especially with the top boss now. Fort is down and they're even getting one of the towers here. At the bottom of the map, even with the boss, they're struggling to take the fort apart. They haven't even managed to do it. It's too low though. The blue team seems like they're getting their combo off a little bit better now, aren't they? Außenseiter is dead again, and I believe this is now the 2nd time. Yep. Nubarak and Tychus have now died twice. That's also the end of the fort as they're jumping on that and trying to take it on. So far, so good. But how much more can they do now? I mean, at this point in time, that's a seed that's more or less guaranteed. Now, they have 1 seed already. It's the first one that they were able to lock in, so if they're grabbing this one too, then it would be the 2nd to their name, which means that the next seed guarantees a curse for either one of these teams. So, yeah, Team Ultralisk is doing a bit better. They really are, but they might not be out of the woods there just yet. The blue team is currently finding the rhythm again. That's something that the red team should really try to avoid from happening as quickly as they possibly can. Choke point fight once again, trying to control it as best as possible. Yeah, so far hasn't really happened here. But now with 4 kills to 3, we're having that seed channel, and this would actually be a curse. This would be it. They're letting it happen. Okay. They're actually letting the curse happen. They don't want to fight. They had to fall back, had to tap the fountain, and they just said like, yep, not interested. A lot of ults also already used on the red team side, so that may be playing a factor here as well. But still, kind of wild for me personally that they're just sitting there and saying like, yeah, whatever, we don't really care. we're gonna deal with the curse. Lanes are already mostly pushed out, so we'll bring it up afterwards. That's when we're gonna have another look at this. So fort in the middle is already destroyed. Down at the bottom of the map, some of those waves are of course soon going to start pushing in, and the rotation is already underway. But this one is going to hurt. The early level 13 talent, I mean, helps with their defense, but still a bit tricky if you ask me. I mean, big push happening right here. And this is another fort that falls. So that's now 2 forts that just got destroyed. And can they do more? Can they get another one? 2 forts down. Maybe some damage at one of the keeps. No, instead Diablo is dead. Lost his souls though. So yeah, souls got destroyed. So far so good. And then again, we're already having the next little play being made as they're going for the bot lane. Nice displacement. Also Ultralisk mega low here at this point. Super low, and Tychus gets killed. They still have BananaH on their side, and BananaH again is just looking at, I mean, a sure death. There was absolutely no chance to do anything else here. So that's now 6 kills in total against 4. The red team pushed in aggressively, was trying to make a big play there, and it just didn't really work for them now. So yeah, with that, we have a few more pushes already coming through, but quite a situation here on our hands. A 1 level lead by now for the blue team, and they are looking better and better with each passing minute, aren't they? They defended against the curse. Now they are way behind the structures. This is the one problem that they have. But even with the curse coming in and they got more kills, they are now ahead in experience. So the defense on the curse was actually pretty good. If they can now pick up 2 tributes themselves and can return the favor, then it's a different story here. For now, time is still working to an extent in favor of Team Ultralisk because they have that advantage. And if you look at the experience distribution, you can start seeing it also in the passive experience. The red team is increasing, so they will close that gap between the 2 teams slowly. But with a level 16 talent advantage, upcoming tributes should go over to BananaH and with the kills that they get still, now that the death timers are a little bit higher, those are going to be way more impactful. So that's another one. Boss taken, that's a bit of a problem though. I mean, again, your keeps are exposed. So at this point you need to be very careful that that fact alone is not going to get exploited too much by your opponent. And they're even trying to go for a double boss play here. Yeah, not that they can do too much about it. Boss already sitting tight here. They actually keep aggro on it. Yeah, they're just taking over. And with the level 16 talent advantage, Team Ultralisk is not willing to fight into it. They are, on the other hand, trying to go for the top side tribute. And the blue team is just now making a move, and they might be too late. If they're getting stopped right here early, then that channel is likely going to happen. He's trying and gets the interrupt, even sacrificing his ult to make sure that he hits it. Yeah, Riptire's in, and they're falling away once more. Same problem as before, no level 16 talent, so they're just saying like, nope, I don't want to fight this. And let's not forget that there's a boss at the bottom of the map. So, yeah, you got a couple of really nice plays. Tribute is taken, and that was the second one now for the blue team. So this is where things start to get dangerous, because with 2 tributes now claimed, the next one would produce a curse, and they are already losing some of the hit points at the bottom wall. They've lost in the middle, 1 tower and the gate. So, yeah, still a level ahead. I mean, level 20 is unlikely to make a difference at that point in time when they're getting the next curse, unless they're giving up for a few tributes. But it's still a super interesting game after what we've seen in map number 1. So right now, Team BananaH is trying to get that 2-0 lead. And they are just moving heaven and hell to make that happen. And there's the kill. Neat. They get the kill that they so desperately needed here. And now they have, of course, a chance to start making their move. All the way up towards the top first. And yeah, they're trying to follow up with a few more kills after they got the tank already out of the picture. Hanzo wasn't even there, so that's another advantage for them. And this is how they're gonna try and make these moves. So this would be the curse. And honestly, with the Nubara gone for another 13 seconds, let's face it, who's gonna stop them? That's gonna be a channel. This is going to be a channel, and then we're gonna see what they can do with the curse. The 2 forts should fall 100%. We have Hanzo by now on 42,000 damage. Fancy Pants comes in immediately, just takes the wave. Lets the minions do the rest. He doesn't even have to chip in any damage. It's minion time. And over here in the middle, yeah, Ultralisk. Oh, Numerak. X-Ray is back, but he gets insta-stun. They're popping Odin, and Numerak gets killed, and so does Stukov. Riptire to the face. That does not only make Stukov's dentist happy, but also the blue team, as they are now walking away with 9 kills to 4, another 4 destroyed, and more momentum. Another half minute until that curse subsides, and they're just crushing it. Team BananaH is making more and more a point of showcasing that they are the team to beat in this tournament, and it really shows. These guys are totally crushing it. Going for keep number 1. It's a 5 versus 3. Curse active for another 5-6 seconds. So, yep, it's big. But finally, can they get a kill here? Hanzo! Oh, he just couldn't get enough damage in. Too many people in the forefront just blocking it from reaching Brightwing, because the Fruit Fly would have likely fallen here. So a few more attacks coming in against the Keep, but it is still in play. So, Keep gets attacked. Still fine for now. It's getting worse and worse for Team Ultralisk. I mean, they're not getting any relief here, are they now? Because what we're getting at this point is a level 20 talent for their opponents. So now their Storm talent's in play too. Things just keep getting worse for them. Vala can make a choice between Acrobat and Farfly Quiver if she is more reliant on her auto attacks right now. 23 stacks is not really the best, but still, getting something more with Acrobat might also help here. And instead, we are seeing her go for Farfly Quiver. So get that range in. Nice. First stun comes in. Diablo with the barbecue. Good damage against Ultralisk. They're turning, and they're focusing on Stukov next. With the support once again eliminated. This immediately means that we now have a play for a boss that they can go, and they want more kills. Big arrow once again. I just don't think that it's going to have the impact that they need at this point. They had some great arrows throughout the game, but the follow-up just never was there. They never really got the follow-up that they needed. And that's honestly the big problem. So now the boss is up and they can make a move for it. Außenseiter is still in Odin form, so he's trying to poke from afar. But the boss will be claimed, and we're now 17 minutes into the game, which makes, of course, the entire situation so much more tricky. And yeah, as I said before, I am not sure how far they can go with this. The red team, because they're not really fighting back as heavily as you would expect them. They're trying to win these fights. They've actually been playing very aggressive in an attempt to just like force the proper fights here, but it doesn't work for them. And Team BananaH, after a great performance in game number 2, maybe they weren't quite as dominant here in the second game, but they are still making, they're calling the shots. They can now destroy the keep at the top for free with the help of the boss, and they can also get the one in the middle mega easily, but I assume that they are looking at making a play for game and just destroying the core here. So 11 kills to 4, level 20 talents, the advantage is still there. Red team is desperately trying to get enough XP for themselves to make that work, but this is just not happening. This core is going to fall. I mean, look at this. Boss still with 30% HP is starting to take the shield down. They're all poking, prodding. And here comes the attack. Taika, 63,000 damage. Junkrat still a bit ahead of him. Core is down to 77%, and they saved it. Nice. They actually saved the core. Not able to finish it off yet. But of course, they've taken tons of damage. And this is just a meme. Send somebody in the middle when you're pushing through the top and just attack that thing. Just take it out. It's right there. Don't be that guy. Don't just let structure stand for no reason. Interrupt, okay. No tribute channel. Would be the first one for either team, so not that big of a deal either way. Ultralisk, they still believe in a comeback. I mean, I guess you should always believe, but yep, they still want to have a chance. So again, no, Urel! Fancy Pants, he's alive! How is he alive? But he gets out of the fight, and now they're turning it on Diablo. Big arrow, and this time Hanzo takes aim and hits it hard. Sweet. They're even going for Vala here. Oh, and she gets Tigers. First Hanzo comes in, and then Vala dies. Now we still have a few pushes, but the core is being defended by Blaze. And guys, like, these kills are mega important now all of a sudden. They are super important. They come at the perfect moment in time. If you want to have a chance to bring this back, I mean, this is really it right there. So the attacks still in. Diablo a little bit low. Vala still missing. It's a 4 versus 5, and they kill Hanzo. And they might even kill X-Ray. Double kill for BananaH while they are outnumbered. Ridiculous. Diablo also has 4 deaths. He's really the one that was able to draw all of the attacks onto him very successfully. So, yeah. Fantastic, fantastic plays made by them, and I am kind of blown away that they were able to win the last fight. In a 4 versus 5 situation, and they just came in and they were like, oh yep, we can still do this. Let's go and let's win the game. And yeah, that's just what happens. So, nicely done. Boss about to be taken. Again, bottom keep still up. We have 20 minutes on the clock now. So with that, they should actually be able to make this work if they're committing with their own heroes. 29 arrows for Vala. Again, nothing insane, but she's still chipping out decent damage. She's been doing a lot throughout the game here. And with Firefly Quiver, she still works some nice auto attack damage in, thanks to Manticore, of course. So from a safe distance, she can still harass and Ubera. She can go against Blaze. But here comes the boss, and there's Siege Giants too. So, Siege Giants are going to be coming in. And, well, let's see what else. Right now, they go for the keep. And, yep. Let's see if they can go for the core. At least the keep should fall. I mean, at least had somebody in the middle. And Junkrat, just take this out. Thank you. Thank you. He hasn't done it yet, but at least he was looking for it. Takes the bottom keep out. Totally fine. Here comes the Riptire, and that's the final keep that falls. So he had to resort to his ult, but I'm just happy that they took the keep out in the first place. So yeah, this is exactly what they needed to do here. Take that keep. That's like every single structure except the core now destroyed. So great play by them as they're looking for the next choke point kill. Stukov all the way up the front, gets locked down by Vala's Rain of Vengeance. They go in with another hit. Menador trying to rush away. Außenseiter dropping low. Everybody in trouble here. And Vala confirms the kill on Blaze, which means that we have 15 kills, 2-6. Team BananaH is on an absolute tear here as they are moving in with all the damage, trying to go for the core. And kudos to them. Keep at the left side falls, but again, this doesn't really make a difference anymore. The core was previously damaged and down to 77%. Now they're going for the rest of it. And that is a 2-0 lead. More kills. Tigers is down. 60 kills to 6. And Team BananaH, what a performance by them. The favorites in the series and maybe even for the tournament. Great moves. A 2-0 lead in the best of 5 for the blue team. GG. Well played. Match point! Match point number 1, everybody. Towers of Doom. Team BananaH still crushing it. Now again, we have 2 more teams, obviously, in this round, in this Final 4 phase. We have Team Sven and Team Lopaka. Those 2 will be real fun, not only going up against each other, but also against the teams that we're watching here, because both of them have been playing very aggressive and have kind of a reputation for that now. And I'm super curious to see if that aggression can, for example, take Team BananaH down here. Ultralisk, on the other hand, I mean, they really have to hope for a super strong run if they still want to stay in the winner's bracket. If not, they're going to be dropped down into the loser's bracket. Also, with 20 heroes now unavailable, I again want to show you quickly the bounties that we're having. So, teams have completed bounties. Team Ultralisk has so far completed the most. But obviously there is a lot really on that list. And just in case that question comes up, bounties are necessarily... This is not supposed to be... Not all the bounties are the same. We're not trying to say, like, all of these are on the same difficulty level. Some are easier, some are harder. At the end of the day, we are just thinking about stuff that, in our opinion, is making things a little bit more fun and that we don't see all that often. So, yeah, we could have made a bounty. My example that I always bring is, like, Tiger's Drill. Gets never played. Like, never unless a Tiger's player fat fingers his buttons and misclicks. But you don't see Drill. Drill is also... It's just boring. Drill is boring. You just drop it, it's there, brrr, does nothing, and then it gets destroyed. That's what Drill does. So, that's why we don't have it on the list. That's the reason. Plain and simple. We want to have stuff that's a bit fun. Now, if we do it a third season at some point, we could also change some of the bounties. We could, for example, throw Suljin in. Suljin is always kind of fun to watch, you know, with the stacks and everything. Could throw a couple of others in too. We also wanted to keep them simple. People are always like, oh, why don't you make a bounty for that wombo with those 3 heroes and they have to hit them at the right angle after level 20 and then they gotta do this? And yeah, nobody can remember that crap. So that confuses players, that confuses the audience, makes things way too convoluted. So with that, we just want to keep it simple. What do they always say? Keep it simple, stupid. So, yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. And they're going for Tracer. Tracer together with Malfurion. Now, don't forget, Tracer was actually banned on, I believe it was map 2. They banned Tracer out against BananaH. This time, he's playing her. And maybe even... Tyrael? They banned Varian, so he can't come in with a taunt against Tracer. But we could maybe get the Holy Trinity of Tracer players and get Tyrael in the mix as well, so that we get a shield and the overheal from Malfurion. Liming, Ultralisk, he wants the resets. Ultralisk is basically saying, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win us the game. We're gonna start a comeback right here. I'm gonna get resets and I'm killing everyone. Porky on Uther. Alright, main tank Uther as it seems. That means we're gonna get a second support, right? Thrall, Liming. Okay, so triple front line, if we get that second support. But let's see. On the left side, final 2 picks. Question is, what's the frontliner? That's gonna be a big one. The Vikings! Nice! Vikings on Towers of Doom. That's always... I love Vikings games. Viking games are always entertaining. And then we get Mal'Ganis. Vikings against Liming are also going to be interesting. We're going to talk about that definitely a bit. Most Wood League and Plastic players, when they see that, like, oh my god, they're going to lose. Liming resets. Oh, no. Nah. Not how it works. But yeah, Plastic players always lose their mind when they see that pick. Into a Liming. Oh, and we're getting Valeera. Alright. Ours Insider already completed that once, I believe. So, yeah. Valeera, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Game number 3, match point number 1. BananaH with a 2-0 lead already against Team Ultralisk as we are heading into Towers of Doom. Game number 3, and we have a pretty wild draft that we definitely got to talk about a little bit. So, first and foremost, on the left side, a little bit more normal. We get the Vikings played by Fancy Pants, but besides that, it's Tracer played by BananaH. We have Jean Lassalle on Malfurion, Johan is playing Mal'Ganis, and Itrax is playing Chromie. On the right side, it's Team Ultralisk. And by the way, Valeera is the new Artanis. She's shit and doesn't get played, but when she does, there's always people coming out, she's amazing! And she just isn't. But yeah, in certain situations and with certain teams, she can have an impact. Played by Aus Insider here, we got Meneldo on Sonya, Porky on main tank Uther, X-Ray on Thrall, and Ultralisk on Liming. So, let's talk about the draft. Let's talk about the red team a little bit and what they're doing. Now, Uther oftentimes gets played as a main tank, but then we still have a second support right next to him. So in this case, he's actually doubling in both. So he's support and the only tank. Valeera is, by the way, immediately destroyed here. And I really have bad news for Valeera mains, because they're always popping up in my comments. I'm sorry, guys, she's shit. She's absolute shit. If you're playing Quick Match and you're playing Storm League, you're playing ARAMs, there's nothing wrong with her. Absolutely nothing. Play her, have some fun with her, like, kill people, that's great. But the one thing that people just do not understand, or a lot of them, competitive play is not like Storm League, it's not like Quick Match. Competitive play is very, very different, and in that environment, Valeera sucks. She just does. She barely gets played in Meta Madness when so many heroes get banned out. Here, where we literally pay people money for it, she got played, I believe, twice. And to be fair to Team Ultralisk, they already completed a Valera bounty. So with Außenseiter here, he seems to think that he can make her work. He did once, but that doesn't change the fact that Valera is shit. In competitive play, she is shit. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. And no arguing about, but if they would play my build, it would be so much better, is gonna change that. Can you win the odd one out? Yes, of course you can. They might even win this game. Start a comeback here. Doesn't change anything about the hero per se, though. Now, they have to go for very quick kills with her, obviously. And by the way, when I say that she sucks, it basically means whatever she contributes, other heroes in the same role do better. I would love to see more Valera, honestly. Assassin types, I kind of like them. I have nothing against her. But it's just funny to me that every single time when we're doing something like Meta Madness, and we're doing bounties, and then Asmodan gets played, Valera gets played, Gazlo gets played, Murky gets played, it's always the same. It's like always those trolls are coming out of the woodwork and they're like, oh, my hero, if they would just play my build. She's so much better, nobody understands her but me. In Bronze 4. Oh, God. They got a kill, though. So they got a kill with her. I mean, she got wrecked once, but they got a kill with her. Also, I should probably highlight that for Thrall, we have Echo of Elements. So he can have some pretty interesting synergies with those two. Normally, when we're talking about the level 7 on the side of Thrall, it's obviously always Ancestral Wrath. But technically, you could go follow through if you're going for that talent. Technically, you could do that. So, yeah. But then again, we have, for the Vikings are still rotating around. We have the altar channels happening through. It's all about the third one as usual, so each team goes for one. I'm not so sure how Porky is going to fare as the game continues, because they're essentially playing a triple frontline with Thrall, Uther, and Sonya. I'm just not sure if that's going to be enough for them. There is, then again, the factor of Ultralisk on Liming. I mean, he's fantastic on her. If he gets the resets, that getting the channel, by the way, if he gets the resets, it's going to be pretty damn good. So, yeah. All eyes on him for sure. Valera, by the way, crippling poison into the relentless strikes and mutilate. Same build that he played the last time. With level 7, we also now have the choice made on Thrall, so he goes into Ancestral Wrath. Just absolute standard here for him. I think I should also touch on Vikings against Liming. I already talked a bit about it earlier. So it's pretty much the same thing. If you're playing on a lower level and somebody picks Vikings and don't know how to play them, and you have a Liming on the other side, you are absolutely correct. Very likely Liming is going to get a lot of resets, and that could be a problem for you. When you're playing on a higher level, normally when you see a Viking player, they kind of know what they're doing, and they're going to operate a lot with jump. They're also going to operate against Liming once they have level 16 with a big with large and charge. And then you actually see Vikings hunting Liming. So a good Liming player, a good Vikings player. Liming might get some value, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like she can't get any resets on the Vikings, but a good Vikings player is going to make sure that she's just not going to get endless resets in big fights. Oh god, fights, damn, that was a big one too. And it's a kill versus a kill. Porky goes down on Uther and Mal'Ganis gets dropped as well, as Liming is picking up another one here. So as I was about to say, Liming will get a few resets, but a good Vikings player is going to make sure that it's not going to get out of control. And after level 16, with decent flanks and some good timing, you will see Vikings starting to chase Liming down. So it's not like one of these insane, you know, counter picks that people always talk about as like, oh my god, literally unwinnable. So, yeah. But that meme is like, that has been a thing for years now. But I'm actually pretty curious to see what they can do with this. And Valera is, by the way, going Viking hunting. So she's just saying, like, yeah, I'm just going to hunt some Vikings down. Something that we sometimes see Zeratul, for example, do in these games, which is basically the same thing. So, yeah. 21 stacks for Chromie. I guess we should also highlight that she went for a bit of a different build here. So we have no breathing. We got, once again, the first time, and then we got the bronze talents in. So, not... Ah, and... Ooh, even more damage. Look at that. Leap from Sonya. So Sonya's coming in with a leap. Hyper-aggressive start into this. They have Thrall with a follow-up on Sundering. So there's a couple of really sexy tools that they can go for. And Außenseiter is still chasing Vikings down. So, yeah, he's going to be able to take them on pretty easily. So, yeah, Valera is just chasing Vikings, Vikings, Vikings. Whereas the rest of the team is trying to go for real kills, but doesn't even have to use his ult. Just sits there and says like, yeah, don't care. You guys can come in and do your worst, but I will definitely not die. Don't even use my ult. Don't even burn a cooldown. Don't need to. So, yeah, let's go. Valera is actually turning into a massive Viking hunter. I don't even know how many she's been taking down so far, but now they're trying to chase her down. Didn't quite work, so she's still able to escape. Got away here. 5 kills to 3 now overall. Even a bit of a lead in experience, and the red team is now going to the top. Again, they want to be aggressive. They could also come in with another leap. So far, not used. There we go. Whoa! Comes in, and they go for hit tracks. Try to get the kill. Not enough, though. And, yep, we got another big one. X-Ray is already getting attacked over here too. So, yeah, big attack, big fight, no big kills in this case. Everybody just had to retreat once again. But I like that Team Ultralisk is now trying to get more control of the game. So they're like way more out there. They're really trying to force some of these fights. And yeah, Valera is just roaming, taking Vikings down, trying to make it harder for them to get the experience. And it starts to have a bit of an impact. So good for Außenseiter. Now contributing to these fights. Can they win the big team fights though? Seems like they can. Johan is so low. Vikings have also been interrupted with the bounce change. Oh, Außenseiter! Yep, and he's dead. Valera is gone, and they try to go for Olaf, and at least they get the kill on him. But now, with Valera gone, of course, things get a bit more annoying, as Belok is still getting more experience for the blue team up at the top. They come in with Chromie! Ultralisk is low, and so is Thrall. Thrall dies first. Li Ming is dead seconds later. And that's level 13 on the board. 16 kills to 16. And with that, we now have the team taking slowly over, the blue team, that is. They're still behind on the core. So, on the core, they're still behind. Still lost some... still lost some ground here. But, as I said before, they are able to take the lead in experience. And together with that, they're now also looking at a situation where things are getting a bit better for them, just simply based on the fact that the Vikings have more and more of an impact on this one. So the talent lead at first, the kills that they were able to pick up, the team fights are looking a bit better now that they have the level 10 abilities and the 13s locked in. The Vikings will have level 16 soon, so that means that we're going to get large and in charge, which is going to be really nice. Chromie is still working on her level 1 quest. Yeah, but the camp gets stolen away here. Can they follow up on this? Yeah, well, Furion was there immediately with the root. They're going for Thrall. Yeah, the goddess is down. Sundering against Tracer. Tracer is able to get away. Tranquility on Malfurion is making it possible. Außenseiter wanted the kill and can't. But Jean Lassalle is having some trouble locking them down properly. They're just not falling for it here. The Vikings are still at the top getting them experience. But yep, it's party time. They go for Chromie, but she times out and is able to get back. I like the aggression from Team Ultralisk though. I mean, the entire draft just screams aggression, and they've been using it extremely well so far. So very enjoyable to just see how they're doing this. And yeah. And they win the game. A start of a comeback would be awesome. If they can make it happen with Valera, that would be even better. It's just a shame that they cannot complete a bounty with her here. It feels like if you win a Valera game, you should be able to complete a bounty, but obviously they've already won it once. And so they can't complete the same thing. But once again, the attack down at the bottom of the map. So far, we haven't seen any bell towers change possession. Thrall should be... Oh, nice! Good Divine Shield. He would have been dead for sure if not for that. But BananaH is a bit too far out. BananaH, Tracer, and Chromie is the one to get the final hit in. They're trying for Li Ming. Half of the ults that are being thrown out by Team Ultralisk is just damage control, trying to make sure that not more heroes die. Technically, they only lost Sonya, but boah, they are close sometimes to losing more. Ultralisk in that choke point gets hit so hard, but they are taking over Vikings with the channel here in the middle. Außenseiter was trying to come in and force the interrupt, but couldn't make that work. So now it's 28 points against 28, and just look at the experience. 16 any second now. 16. Once that they have level 16, that's going to be a big lead in talents for them. And the channel is happening. So both of the altars get channeled by the blue team. Team BananaH is now officially taking the lead, not only in experience and talents, but also on the core points. Now they lose Mal'Ganis again. I was honestly waiting for them to move in with Olaf and try for large in a charge here. Chromie is able to hammer down Li Ming, and they take down Valera. So Valera is gone, Thrall is able to escape. They kill Chromie, it's a bloodbath. It is an absolute bloodbath. Here comes Olaf for the stun, but there's nobody there. If Malfurion had the root and then Tracer comes in, maybe that play looks different. But what they did, yeah, just like hitting the stun doesn't do enough for you. I love the fact, though, that they're just fighting. It's absolutely bonkers. Damage output in the meantime. Yeah, Thrall on 45,000 damage. Li Ming 31,000. And they're trying for Olaf again. And I guess they're going to get the camp here. Top damage in the game is Tracer. And Tracer hasn't died yet. They focused her so hard the entire time, but she hasn't fallen yet. Oh, the fight! They are... Sonya's down. Can they get more? It doesn't seem like it. But that was some Mal'Ganis action right there. When he started to engage with the Fell Flame, with the Fell Claws, that was a disaster. Now a kill against Li Ming as well. But yeah, that last one was actually pretty epic. Malfurion is now going to die. So at least they're going to get Shol Asal. But yeah, the camp stolen. Valera is now dead as well. Uther is dead. Too many heroes died over here. 13 to 10 now. It seems like the momentum is heavily shifting towards BananaH. They want to have a flawless victory in this best of 5. Now it's a triple channel. That's 12 points off the core. And that will put the red team down to 12 remaining ones. Yep, that hurts. And it hurts a lot. So, extremely well done. Team BananaH now in the driver's seat. Level 16 is ready for both teams. That gave us also Mirror Ball and Alpha Wolf. But the longer the game goes, the higher level we are, it seems the more control the blue team is getting here. So big opportunities now for the blue team. They've been doing so well here the entire time. And yep, it's just continuing. Time and time again, the pressure against the bottom bell tower as they're looking to convert it over. Bell tower conversion here would of course go a very long way for them, and thanks to the pumpkins they're making that work. The attack on the other hand, leave from Sonya, they want Mal'Ganis. He comes in with the Fell Claws again, and Uther, Valera, they both die. Both of them are gone, and they go for a second kill. They take Sonya out as well. It's starting to be a total disaster. Ultralisk moved in, gets also destroyed. Thrall, again, the only survivor here. They're having some real troubles now. This is just too much damage. They're getting murdered. They're getting played to the wall. Level 20 talents are now ready for Team BananaH. They have their Storm talents. The Bell Tower conversion at the bottom of the map has obviously already worked out. And now they're moving towards the top in an attempt to make the exact same play here as well. So yes, they are looking fantastic right now. Big plays being made from the team in blue. And it seems inevitable that they are going to take the series here. Comebacks are always possible on Towers of Doom. That hasn't changed. It's still the biggest comeback map in the pool, but it's going to be it's going to be an incredible tough play to bring this. I mean, look at the difference in levels alone. So now they're going for Uther, and Porky just melts away. Shots are fired. 4 points on the core is all that they have. Altar is up. More shots are fired. They have the entire barrage, one after another. This is gonna be game. Full bell tower control, and the pumpkins are coming in. This is it. This is a 3-0 victory for Team BananaH against Team Ultralisk. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.